I was not dead. Not exactly. Sleep on this world is different when you are divine, or close enough to it that the line between worship and fear blurs. For 300 years I had rested beneath the stone canopy, the last breath of starlight glowing through the veins of my skin. The sword remained close, always close, like a memory I could not let go. Its blade hummed in a language only I remembered. The glyphs on my arms whispered with each passing year, feeding me fragments of who I was: commander, protector, judge, lover. The last one was faintest. It felt more like a ghost than a title. And then today something changed. I felt warmth. Not from the cave. Not from the blade. From a hand. A human hand. It was soft, cautious. The tremble of it betrayed reverence or maybe fear. Fingers hovered over the sword first as if asking permission. And then shifted, hovering instead above my ribcage just below my collarbone. He was afraid to touch me. He should have been. I opened my eyes. At first he didn't notice. He was too focused on the sword. My sword. But when my breath deepened, the sharp inhale of returning awareness, he froze. I spoke, voice dry and distant. You should not be here. He turned. He was young. Not a boy, but not worn enough to be a war veteran. His eyes were wide, not just with fear but recognition. He had seen images of me, I realized. That is, holograms. Paintings on ruined temple walls. But nothing prepares you for seeing your gods breathe. He started, swallowing hard. I wasn't going to steal it. No, I said, pushing myself up onto one elbow, my golden glyphs glowing brighter with the motion. But you were going to take it. He hesitated. It said, only the one who can awaken you may carry it. Do you believe you are that one? I don't know, he said honestly. That surprised me. Most who came believed too much. Priests, mercenaries, power-hungry children. They all reached for the sword with hands dripping greed. None of them had a touch like his. I remember your kind, I murmured, brushing white strands of hair from my face. So fragile. So hopeful. He didn't flinch. And I remember stories about you. The last sentinel. They said you vanished when the stars turned black. I looked down at the sword. They did. He knelt, not too close but close enough that I could feel his breath mix with mine. Why did you stay? He asked. Because love is heavier than war. He blinked. And in that moment I saw him. Not just his face. His soul. He had her eyes, the woman I once loved. A human captain years ago. She had died on the battlefield while I screamed beneath falling skies. I had buried her with my own hands, and laid down beside her tomb in the temple's heart. The sword sealed itself to my grief. And so I slept. Till now. I came here to stop the war, he said, voice quiet. They told me the sword could control the Leviathans. If I found you. I nodded slowly. And it will. But only if you take it with the right intention. He looked down. What's the right one? I reached out. Not for the blade. For his hand. His skin was warm, so warm. I curled my fingers around his, and the gold in my arms flowed into his veins like fire, lighting up the space between us. He gasped. What is this? Bonding. I didn't ask. No, I said gently, but neither did I. And still, here we are. The sword rose beside us, lifting into the air as if drawn by breath. It floated, humming, rotating slowly between us. His eyes met mine. Will you fight with me? He asked. No, I whispered. I will fight for you. Then I stood. For the first time in centuries I rose fully. My hair spilled behind me like a comet's tail. The golden patterns on my body blazed. The rock beneath my bare feet cracked softly as power settled back into me like a remembered rhythm. He stood too, still holding my hand. The sword responded, not just to him, not just to me, but to us together. The fusion of something ancient and something new. What do we do now? He asked. I turned toward the cave mouth, where the war drums of his world pounded faintly in the distance. Now, I said, we remind your people why gods should never be forgotten. But even gods can be reborn. If someone reaches